Well, hello. Welcome to a small talk in the car with me, because I've had so many people asking for it. You are all mad at me because, your videos, you do everything in Spanish. I don't understand it. So I decided I'm gonna make like this mini episodes where I'm just gonna talk to you about a couple of questions that everybody asked me, especially for the different cultural difference and all that stuff in English. Because you're all mad at me. You're like, that looks pretty cool, and I watch it, but I don't understand it. So one of the first things I want to talk about, especially because I always talk about these, is how Venezuelan weddings are. I think this is a very cool topic to talk about, and I'm being very responsible. Like, I'm driving, I'm not watching at the camera, so don't get mad at me. I want to talk about the weddings. So weddings in Venezuela are like so much fun. It's like a thing when you get invited to a wedding, and if you don't have like a plus one, you are like, people are gonna ask you like, hey, by any chance do you have a plus one and I can go with you? Because weddings are the best event. They're like super fun, they're crazy, and we get really crazy when we go to weddings. So the first thing about our weddings is that most of the time you go and you do the ceremony in a wedding, in a church, and then you all go following, like, you rent a special car, you rent like a old car, or you look for like a very fancy car to take you to two places, like from wherever you were getting ready to the church, and then from church to where the party is. So that's the first thing. You have that car, and then everybody like turn on their lights in the car, and you follow the car, and you're just like honking and making noise and celebrating. So everybody knows, like, when you see people like that in the streets, like, they're coming from a wedding. That's so cute. Then when you arrive to the ceremony place, well, there's not like it's not called reception per se. It's just like wherever you celebrate. And we are like, when you make a wedding in Venezuela, it's like, I'm gonna put everything, like, I'm gonna put all my money, all my savings. Like, that's where you save all the money. So you want to have the best place, you want to have the latest DJ, and you want to have a live band, and it's like everything. You go all the way, like, sometimes you have like stations inside the wedding, and you can have like a ceviche station or ice cream station, or do your own sushi station. You have everything. It's ridiculous how much money we spend on weddings. But then the other thing is that our weddings are not like, the church was 6 o'clock, and then you go to the reception at 8, and then it's done at 12. No, we arrange our weddings to last until the morning. So you have to have food for dinner, and you have to have food for breakfast, because we're gonna stay there until 6 in the morning. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not gonna eat at all day, because I'm gonna eat all day, like everything I can eat at the wedding. So it's most of the time, like, at the end of the wedding, you're gonna serve breakfast, and it can be like arepas that are a little typical dish that we serve home, or you can serve like, because you've been drinking all night, you wanna have like a little chicken soup. But our chicken soup, we put like a little bit of milk, so it's like, it's so good. And when you're like all hangover, or you're starting to get hangover, you get that soup, and you're just like, okay, perfect, now I'm ready to go home. The crazy hour. There's like a point in the wedding, like around 12 or 1. It's like in the middle of the party, and you're gonna have like crazy music. And most of the time it's kind of the same music for every crazy hour. Like, you put samba and you start dancing like a Brazilian. And then you also get a lot of stuff like crazy hats and glasses and lights. And it's just everybody standing, and you do like you all get together into a line, and you start walking around the whole dancing floor with all these garments. It's really fun. So you just get crazy out there dancing and singing. Most of the time in crazy hours, you can have like a people dressed up as like robots, or ladies in the Brazilian outfit, or you can have like a special dancer, and then after that you have like the drum hour, or it's not, well, it's kind of part of the crazy hour, but you have drums. It's like super really important, like everybody dances to the drums, and you can imagine like it's like this very African beats, but everybody is like wearing their best garments. Like that's the time of the party when girls take off their shoes and they start dancing to the drums. It is crazy, but it's like so much fun for the bride and groom. Like for example, it's a tradition that while the bride is getting ready, the husband or the groom, he sends champagne to the room. So while she's getting ready with her friends, she's getting like champagne. And you know how it is, like a girl to get ready, she takes forever. It's gonna be whole day to get ready, whole morning. But then for the guy, they're always with the bridal party, like having a drink at the beach or at the pool if they're staying in a hotel, or just like, you know, watching soccer, talking about stuff, but they're all together drinking and having fun before the wedding. Then you have the church, then you have the reception, and it's crazy. Like you've been drinking all day. Like we drink a lot. It is ridiculous how much we drink. Also, one thing that surprised me is that sometimes when you go to weddings here, like you have until certain hour or certain time where you have like maybe an open bar, and then you have to buy your drinks. Like in Venezuela, the most important thing is the drinks. Like you have to be certain that you have at least like one case of whatever per family, because you're gonna go there and drink. And it's very, very typical in the Venezuelan weddings that you drink scotch. That I don't know why. I don't have a truthful explanation, but you drink scotch. That's a thing. Like there's no wine. You can have in several weddings I've seen like a cocktail station. As I said, that we have stations. So that's the thing, like you drink scotch. I don't know why. It's not a thing about wine. It's not like a thing about beer. I mean, you have the option most probably, but everybody drinks scotch. And you have like the centerpiece on every table, it's gonna be by the side of a scotch bottle. So like you have it in your table, you don't even have to like go and stand up and order it at the bar. It's like you have just a scotch bottle in each single table, and maybe you have like an ice station somewhere else, so you can like refill your ice, get the scotch, and you're just drinking scotch all night. Of course you're gonna be doing like shots and whatever you can imagine, because it's celebration. It's like the biggest celebration of life that we have, and we're always gonna have an excuse to drink. So that's one of the things. And then another thing that surprised me here is that here in America you have the rehearsal dinner. I've never heard about that before, so I was even like kind of I have mixed feelings about it, because I didn't understand what it meant. And most of the weddings I've been here in America are from my Venezuelan friends with Americans. So it gets to be a little bit different, because you're used to your Venezuelan wedding. You're used that you're gonna be there like past midnight and all that stuff. So that makes it a little bit different, but it's really cool that I'm learning also from these cultures. What I get to understand about it's, of course, the rehearsal dinner. It's more about gathering the people before the wedding, and this is like a little ceremony to have the bridal party together, the people who are coming from far and all that stuff, because I've seen that's a common thing. Like here, when you graduate from school, you're gonna go to college or to university, and you probably go to a different state or a different city or a different whatever, and that might be one of the reasons. In Venezuela, most of the time, if you go somewhere, like everybody will travel there for your wedding. So I don't know, the rehearsal dinner is not such a big thing, and most of the people who does the big weddings, they want to do it in a bigger place. So the people from Caracas, they all go to Margarita, for example, like to an island to get their wedding done. So things like that. I am just gonna chop it here. I don't want to make it longer than 10 minutes. I'll see you soon. This is a one conversation in the car with Andrea.